Hi, everybody. It's great to see you again this midweek. We are here at the SFB Mothership. So we are certainly sheltering in ourselves, but we come down and like to give this midweek bulletin. Our verse this week is probably the verse for everyone. It comes from Psalm 91:4. He will shelter you with his wings. You will find safety under his wings. His faithfulness is like a shield or a protective wall. I know we have a stay home, stay safe. I like to prefer that it's more like stay home and shelter under the wings of God. So that's kind of our encouragement to you this week. I was talking with Michaela over at North Block Coffee. They're open this week again, a little shortened hours, but she had a verse from Jeremiah. It was kind of a great verse, and it says, "But the Lord is with me like a violent warrior." That just kind of ministered to her. He's protecting us. He's looking out for us. And so I hope you experience that as you're home and your family's enjoying some time together. And I know it's different. Man, is it different. If you drive around town at all, when you go to the grocery store, it's like a ghost town. It's really different. But we're going to get back to normal one of these days, and we'll enjoy our time together. It's good to know, as we shared last week with you, that God is our refuge. And we're going to be sharing again this week, detour number 3. And we looked last week at Psalm 46. This week we're going to be in 1 Corinthians. And one of the thoughts I had this week is, at first, when we all got this news and we kind of felt like, wow, we can make it, and we're going to get some time at home, and it's going to be great. And I heard people, we're going to binge some Netflix, and we're going to do a lot of games and everything else. I also realize, as one guy said, well, I'm going to spend 2 weeks with my wife. I hope she lets me stay with her that long. Another family said, well, we're going to spend 2 weeks together. I hope the backyard is big enough. So we're going to look at what does it take to survive in a time when you get hemmed in by God. What are the things that you need when we are locked in a house together when it actually seems like forever? So there's a lot of good things that I'm hearing. It's incredible. I love our Fusion team. They're kind of giving some assignments for those of you who are on Facebook. Those are incredible. I love watching the races. Those are good. I love listening to the feedback we're getting from our children's ministry. Those are incredible. So next week, we're going to be looking at how to survive when we are home together when it seems like it may last forever. It won't. It just may feel that way. I want to give you a couple of updates, just things that you might be asking. It's like, wait, what's happening? I told you I'd give you some updates about our missionaries. I want to kind of go around the world. I won't give you specific names, probably largely because there may be some areas that I just don't want to slip up and give you names associated with certain countries. In Africa, we touched base with a number of our team and some others that I'm familiar with. One of the big issues in Africa is basic sanitation. We have one couple that is working in the area of hotel, and they house people, and water sanitation, food sanitation is a huge issue. And they are very concerned about the sanitation issue. So be in prayer for that team. Another one in Russia, managing the cultural issues surrounding that. Testing is not broadly practiced there. They have no idea what the issue is there, or how broad the virus is there in Russia. And the news out of there is that it is spreading. They just haven't gotten their arms around it. So be in prayer for them. In Cameroon, in the Baptist hospital there, one of the great challenges that we've been communicated there is struggling for ways to protect the medical personnel as they are also trying to protect the patients. We certainly hear about that here. Yesterday we got wind that one of the nurses in Lebanon came down with a virus. And so what we are experiencing here in the United States, you can imagine, is in spades in some of these other areas. That's true in Cameroon. In Germany, We have some of our team there at Black Forest Academy. 11 of the 20 students got out. They got sent home, but there's still 9 students left there. And so be in prayer for them. It has been reported to us that one person on the BSF, the Black Forest, I'll give you the Black Forest BFC campus has come down with the virus. It kind of, it doesn't have these boundaries. It can get in, as we found out today that it got into the, the dignitaries there in England. And one of the staff members there at Black Forest, it's gotten, one of them have come down with the virus. So be in prayer for those folks. Campus ministries around the world, our campus ministries have been shut down. In Peru, they again have locked down. They've not only had the issue of the virus, but recently some really, really heavy rains that have washed roads out. One of the families there sent me some pictures. They were trying to get home from one of their events, and the road was literally washing out behind them. They did get home. They're safe. They're doing well, but just continue to pray for them. We have gotten word back that some of our team members around the world are trying to get back, maybe for the summer, but as you can imagine, travel is really, really uncertain, so be in prayer for them in their, again, communication with broader family members. So we are in contact pretty much with all of our team members around the world, and be in prayer for them. Water, sanitation, imagine some of those issues, communication with family members. So let's continue to pray for them. Around the campus here, we have been working with the government here just in terms of some, again, what does it mean to be a nonprofit, to operate here? Our daycare continues to operate. We are serving some first responders, medical personnel. Things have changed here. We have to take the temperature of everyone that comes into the building around our daycare. So that's kind of a new standard operating procedure that we're not used to. So we take the temperature. Yesterday I was 97.4. I'm healthy as a horse. At least that's what my wife said. So I'm doing well. So we continue to serve those folks, and our team is doing really, really well. We're running somewhere between 15, 20 students here, and again, we're serving that kind of constituency in our community, and we're just taking it right now, kind of week by week, and again, under the guidelines of the government in terms of serving that personnel and their needs. In the church office, we again, are working under the guidelines given to us. We have one person here kind of overseeing the facility and some custodian doing some deep cleaning, one in the office receiving packages. We sent most of the pastors home. The only time we kind of engage pastors on site in any level is if we're working, and there's some of us that do this if we're working with a critical incident with a family that is in crisis at some level, and we are doing that somewhat on a daily basis. That it still happens, but for the most part, our pastors are at home. You're probably going to be receiving a phone call over the next weeks. We're going to be doing just phone call, checking in, calling you, praying with you. So you can, some of you probably have already received some of those phone calls. We're just checking in, shepherding in a different level. And so we would just want to stay in touch with every person. North Block Coffee still is open, restricted hours, but we're serving people. Uber is doing some delivery. We're trying to serve people in that way. And same thing with the Lube Center. It is serving some people and different companies that are still out and mobile and those kinds of things. Last week, I was with some pastors, and they'd asked me to come, and we'd spent some time together, and just again asking the question, how do we shepherd our congregations in this time? What are you doing? And one of the questions that came up, and it kind of was sobering, and one of the guys kind of looked at me and said, Mark, I'm afraid that I may have to lay off a number of staff because our offerings are not in good shape, and I'm afraid that we're not going to make it through this. How are you guys doing? And I've had a number of you text me, email, Pastor, how's our church doing? So I just want to let you know, for those of you who've send text, and just broadly share with you, you guys are amazing, absolutely amazing. You have sent your tithe in, you've dropped it off, you have found a way to us, you have sent pigeons with money, you have done everything that God has stirred in your heart, and we are in good shape. Our church is so faithful. I almost didn't want to even respond to this, dear brother, because our church is amazing. And so I just want to say to each of you, as you have honored God in your faithfulness and your sacrifice, and I know some of you have gotten the bad news of your, not working for a couple of weeks. Some have maybe even lost a job. I commend you and your faithfulness and your sacrifice. Our church is doing a remarkable job, and if we can help you in any way in your tithing and your desire to worship, certainly let us know. We want to help you, but I commend you in the way God has stirred in your heart to support your church. God is just amazing through you. I want to read this verse one more time because it's been a great one, an encouragement to me. He will shelter you with his wings. You will find safety under his wings. His faithfulness is like a shield or a protective wall. Spend some time in Psalm 91. That will encourage your heart like nothing else. 1 Corinthians, that's where we're going to be this week. We're going to look at how on earth do you survive when you're locked in a house together when it seems like you're going to be there forever. One last thought. Somebody said this week, Pastor, do you think that the governor is going to take away Easter from the church? I have got great news. Ready? It's impossible. The governor has no ability to take away the resurrection. She can't. The president, nobody can. We may not meet together, but I guarantee you we're going to stream, we're going to celebrate, because I don't care what declaration they give us. The resurrection happened. Jesus Christ conquered death. We're going to celebrate it, and we're all going to go out somewhere. Probably we're going to land the time together at about 10 o'clock on a Sunday morning, and I'm going to all call us to walk outside and shout together, "He is risen." Get ready. We're going to set that time together, and we're going to do it. God bless you. I love you. I miss you. Can't wait to see you together in person. See you soon.